I used to think that bank robbers were the biggest thieves there were. That was until I met Nintendo, who has greed more than even Mr. Krabs, with their new console, the Switch 2, just being announced a couple days ago, with the console itself selling for $449, which is $150 more than the previous Switch 1, with the biggest increase being the price of their games going up to $80 for the digital, and there was a rumor that they were going up to $90 for the physical, but that's apparently only for Europe, and it's only for the Switch 2 exclusives that are going to be that much. The other ones are still going to be like 70, which I think is still way too much for a game. But the Switch 2 is the upgrade that everybody was hoping for and praying for. It's got all the features they were looking for: bigger screen, better processor. The Joy-Cons can be used as mouse and whatnot. But it does come with a downside. It's not all sunshines and rainbows, because the battery life is actually worse on this one. It says you can get like 2 to 9 hours, as opposed to the Switch OLED getting like 4.5 to 9 hours. So that's a pretty substantial hit to the battery, I would say. But just a little comparison here. This is the Switch 2 compared to the original Switch 1, which is pretty drastic. Screen size is bigger, fills out more of the screen. Joy-Cons are bigger. Overall, bigger device, nicer device, looks prettier. And this is a comparison between the Switch OLED, which actually puts up a lot better of a fight. The screens relatively look the same, you know, color-wise and brightness-wise. It looks like also the Switch OLED fills out more of the actual screen than the Switch 2 does, but the Switch 2 is obviously bigger. Which I think for a $100 increase, the difference isn't huge, at least with what it looks like visual-wise. I'm sure the performance is better. But that begs the question, is it worth it to upgrade if you already currently have an OLED? Which there are going to be exclusives, like Mario Kart World obviously is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive at $80. But I just think it's insane that Nintendo's trying to one-up the standard. Greedy game companies already upped their prices to like $70. GTA is rumored to be like $100. And then Nintendo said, you know what? Hold my Japanese beer. Let's up it to 80. And the fact that they're doing that on a console that's like notoriously known for being cheaper, more budget friendly and affordable for parents and whatnot, and now they're just as expensive as every other mainstream game console. They're right up there in the same, actually the games are more expensive than other mainstream consoles, and the console itself is just as expensive. Because especially just from like the two games that we've seen, the exclusives that are going to start out at $80, it's a Donkey Kong game and then Mario Kart World. I'm gonna wait and see what the exclusive catalog looks like before I throw in my whole entire wallet and say, bend me over, Nintendo. But as for Nintendo news, to stay on it here, there was an update. They started pre-orders for the Switch 2, which were supposed to start on the 9th, which is in 4 days, but they had to postpone them because of the recent tariffs that Trump put on every other country that are like killing the stock market and whatnot. So it's also holding off the pre-orders for the Switch 2. It's not pushing off the launch date. It's still going to be June 5th of 2025. But for whatever reason, GameStop is working closely with Nintendo, which I thought GameStop was already 2 feet in the grave, but I don't know. I don't know if this is going to mean that the prices are going to go up even more. Wouldn't be surprised. If Nintendo has an opportunity to make a buck, you best believe they're going to do it. They're going to jump on it like a fly on horse shit. As if like $8 or $7 dozen of eggs wasn't bad enough. Now you got to pay $4.50 for a Switch 2 and then $80 for a game. Other than that, I just wanted to run through that real quick with you because it kind of made my head spin when I seen it yesterday. But other than that, catch you in the next one.